after 2020, and I think you said it beautifully, is that perhaps in the West we don't talk about death because it's not a constant experience of ours. But I think that as the world becomes more fractured, there is a male loneliness epidemic, suicide rates are hurtling through the roof, health is declining. We will be going through grief more regularly than we hoped to, or that we imagined in the Western world. And it brings me back to something that my father told me, which broke me down to tears. And he said that in Afghanistan, in Takhat, which is where part of his family is from, that when a person dies, the family of the deceased do not cook or clean for 40 days. The entire village gathers to take care of them as we would take care of them. And as a privileged person who was born and raised here, I haven't seen that much of death, but I have seen it recently with some colleagues. And they were required as business people to plow on, to make sure that no schedule was unsettled, that no inconvenience was raised by their loss. And it just got me thinking, if we can go back, if we can cross over to other borders and be inspired by their blueprint of connection, humanity, friendship and recognition, perhaps it could be a healing balm to some of the ailments that we're experiencing from a world that is becoming more and more inhuman, more and more deviated from the human condition. And so if it's becoming intolerable for me as a Gen Z, then I can only imagine how heartbreaking it must be for other generations. And so if we go into these arenas where innocence still remains, where people still cry in airports, where goodbyes mean something and grief is understood to still weigh heavy on the soul, maybe we wouldn't have to have so many of these fragrant, complex structures that merely talk about mental health, that merely talk about well-being, when actually it doesn't have the essential ingredient of human connection, which we are all capable of doing.